Hey, this is a channeled timeless collective reading for you. Whenever you see this, whenever it finds you, you find it. I've got channel messages that we're channeling through ahead of time, and as I read through these, my spirit guides, the angels, and source will bring through any additional information that's for your highest good as we go through these. The first thing that showed up for you, octopus spirit animal, was really one of the big things that wanted to show up for this reading, and for whatever reason. The message I first got for you, however, was that the universe is lifting you up to a higher reality so that you can move forward more easily. It's really moving you out of the muck, out of the blindness is something they're showing me as well. And they're showing it to me and with the analogy of like an octopus being raised up to like a different sea level where it could succeed more. Maybe it's been down in like the Mariana Trench or something like that, and then God's hand reaches down, grabs this octopus by all its tentacles, and raises it up to the proper sea level for it to succeed and grow and flourish. And you're being lifted out of the stuff that's been hindering you and keeping you in the muck and keeping you from seeing opportunity is something I'm getting as well. So you can metaphorically be the octopus that succeeds and wins and grows properly is something I'm getting. I'm also getting it's time for success as a message that's channeling through right now. It's time for you to succeed. You just need to see the pathway there, and you will, is something I'm getting, which is actually really good. So you're being lifted to a higher reality so you can move forward more easily and succeed as well. The next message is that the universe is melting resistance for you, so you are less resistant to your success. Sometimes we hold ourselves back in ways we don't realize, but you are being set free from that. Focus on what you'd truly like to bring in and start taking action. No one can stop you once you get momentum going. And that's a key right there. No one can stop you once you get momentum going. Once you get momentum going towards success, no one can stop you, is something I'm hearing as well. You're also worthy of success if you need to hear that. You're not meant to be destitute or harmed and beat down by life forever and laying broken on the street or something wild like that, if that makes sense. You're meant to succeed, is something I'm getting. But the good part of that is that there's going to be less resistance to your success, perhaps less internal resistance, perhaps less resistance outside of you if you feel like you've been pushing through resistance from others or something like that. But you're going to be shown the clear path through the resistance, or the resistance will just melt away more so you can take action more easily as well. There is more with that message though, so let's see what else would be highest much for me to ring through on that for you. Fully for that's good. I think before maybe you've been held back by a lot of things, but there's less holding you back and will be soon less holding you back as well. You are on the right path in your life is another message I have for you. They're showing me an orange as well as I'm saying that, which oftentimes we'll see what they actually want to bring through. But oftentimes for me, when that shows up, it symbolizes your emotions, your emotional fields, like the sacral chakra. So let me see what else. What's the message here with this orange here? I feel like your emotional fields are balancing out so you can see more clearly, and you're getting a healing to your emotional fields so you can see more clearly in your life is something I'm getting. That might be the thing that's been muddying the waters, is your emotional reaction to your past, to maybe even to yourself, to your thoughts, to the people around you. And as you study those waters metaphorically, you see the path to success, or that could help you see the path to success as well. So if you find yourself getting really emotional, really take time to work through that when that pops up, instead of letting it govern your days or reacting super strongly out of emotion when that's not what would serve you, is something I'm getting. I'm also getting a weird message like it's important you're holding yourself accountable for your actions or lack thereof. And the more you do that, the more success you will have. So part of this message on emotions, this emotional message, is having accountability for the actions you take out of emotion and realize those are still actions you're taking, even if you have an excuse is something I'm getting. And the excuse doesn't mean it's moving you forward to your destiny or where you want to go, if that makes sense. Even if you feel like you have a valid reason, and I'm not saying you can't have reasons and you can't have emotions or anything like that, but really look at where it's leading you and if it's serving you, and maybe reacting like that isn't the best way to go when it comes to emotions and things like that, if that makes sense. Because it's still having an effect on your life, reason or excuse or not, and it's good to be mindful of that is something I'm getting. So there is more with orange here. I feel like you are getting healing to that, so you do react less and have a much better time though, which is fantastic. They're also showing me the solar plexus chakra right now. And what's up with the chakra? They're talking about blocks. Give me 1 second to sit with the message here about the solar plexus chakra. I feel like another thing you can do is if you're healing your solar plexus chakra, you're going to be moving forward more is something I'm getting, and that could unblock a lot for you. So if you feel stopped up, try working on your solar plexus, and you can check in on your own and see like what you get about what's going on with which chakra and things like that, and trust yourself. But that's just a message coming through for those of you who feel really stopped up. Next message here, you are on the right path in your life, regardless of all those messages. Overall, like, I feel like you've been doing well, or you have the capability to be doing well soon is something I'm getting as well. You're on the right path with what you are going towards and trying to create, and it's okay to let that expand and grow and evolve as you do, as your life does. But I would keep going is pretty much what I'm getting with that one. They're showing me a ghost as well. If you've been ghosted, don't worry about that as the message, like by a person or a job, like a company or something like that. It's okay is something I'm getting. Like, you'll either get something better or that will suit you better, or there's a reason that happened, so don't worry about it. Next message, they showed me a bowling ball. They just said, you are going to be knocking pins and obstacles over in your life. You are going to be succeeding in ways you never thought previously possible. Sources on your side. You are the bowling ball, and you are going to be knocking down all of the pins and all the things that previously stopped you. Boom. So, excuse me. I like that message after everything we just talked about as well, because it's kind of like you're either gathering momentum for something, or you're just going to be the bowling ball that knocks down all the obstacles and gets to the destination, you could say, or where you're going. I was kind of thinking about that quote, like the journey and the destination, like as I was reading that message through or saying that. And I heard something about the journey being easy. You're just on the road for an easier journey up ahead of something I'm getting, which makes sense because we did just have that whole message about you being lifted up to a higher reality so you can move forward more easily. So it all makes sense there. Next message, they showed me the color pink as well as the word fluffy. They said dreams can come true. This is a message that your dreams are possible. Your dream life is a possibility. Stop holding yourself back by lack of action, if you need to hear that. There is a new dream that is coming for you that with some elbow grease, you can create with ease. If you are willing to put the work into your life, new things are coming. Take action when you know what to do, you will succeed. So there were kind of a couple different things going on with that message. One is obviously like, just if you have a new dream come in or you see your dreams up ahead, like keep putting in the work and things can happen for you, of course, and just know that your dream life is possible. Your dreams are a possibility. And sometimes that's what holds us back is we think something's not possible, but what if it is? What if it's easily possible and you've been holding yourself back for no reason is one of the questions they have for you, regardless of what you think. And I don't know if any of you are getting mad at me, but don't get mad at me for saying your dreams are possible is what I'd say if any of you did. Anyways, that tickles. But so let's see what else would be for the highest good to get to here for you. Oh, a new dream is coming for you that will, with some elbow grease, you can create with ease. So some of you are getting a new dream on top of the dreams you already have to create, and it's something that's well suited to you. It's something you might have even been asking for, or unbeknownst to you have been asking for, and I feel like that's coming in soon, which is really good. And it could be a new idea, or all of a sudden something becomes possible that you never thought was possible before, and you're able to move towards it with ease. So I would trust that if a new dream shows up, you should take it. You should run with it or run towards it. Anything else with that? Nope. Next message here. They are showing me a cloud here, and they're showing me the word B, but they're also showing someone like counting numbers or like number shaped clouds. And it's about numbers and synchronicities. I suppose it's like angel numbers. They do have meaning, so you should look them up for anyone who's newer to that and all that and don't have, specific number meanings honed in or anything like that. But it's important you're paying attention to the signs, and even if you don't get them yet, pay attention to them, and it all makes sense in the future is something I'm getting. So the next one, octopus showed up again, and it was about octopus symbolism. And they were kind of talking about like, one, they gave me a message of eight new things. And so I'm going to sit with this for a second after I read through all this to kind of clarify it, but some of you have like 8 new ideas coming, or like the number 8 is significant to you somehow, if that's not it. 8 symbolizes abundance and new opportunity for this crowd. If you see 888, it's a sign that abundance is coming. You are healing your abundance issues. You are also being brought in the highest and best direction for you, and don't need to worry about your past. It is time for success. So if you see 888, it's a sign that abundance is coming. All those other messages sounded really great to me as well. So as far as like the 8 new things, it was kind of surprising to me when I heard 8 new things. And you know, like the octopus has 8 tentacles, 8. So number 8 is significant with the octopus here, not spider, for whatever reason they're saying as well. But let me see what they'd like to say about all that. Fully for that is good for you. Some of you have like 8 new ideas coming for like business. Some of you have like 8 new people coming in that'll be like friends or mentors or something like that. For some of you, 8 might have something to do with like a new income that's coming in for you. Like maybe an 8 is a common number in like your weekly or monthly check or something like that. Or it's like a number you've been asking for. I don't know. But those are different things I'm hearing. And maybe it'll just make sense once it happens, as, you know, sometimes when these messages don't make sense, they make sense when they haven't. You know, so I would ask that it always makes sense for you who are listening to it. And for those of you who that just doesn't make any sense for, you're not sure about that, the number 8 is just significant to you somehow. Oh, and the last clarification they had that I forgot that I channeled down here after that is that they just said 8 new opportunities. So you might get like 8 new opportunities that maybe they're smaller and like 8 different areas of your life, or maybe you get like 1 big opportunity, 7 smaller ones, or maybe it's 8 new big opportunities in 8 different areas of your life. It could be different for each of you, but there are new opportunities coming is something I'd say. Especially like the distance is something I'm getting. Like maybe not all of this shows up right away regarding this opportunity or these 8 new things. This could be something that's like drip fed to you, like a drip feed, like over the next year or 2, or for some of you, it's like over the next 10 years is something I'm getting. And it's like 8 big manifestations over the next like 10 years or something like that, that you're really getting and running with, and really good things happen for you. And I would receive that even if it's not right away, by the way. It's something I'm hearing. So anything else with that? Nope, that's kind of it. They're showing me a pirate ship next as well, and they're just saying you don't need to worry about theft for any of you who are worried about theft. It could literally be literal, like you're worried about your home, or maybe it's about ideas as well. Maybe it's still a good idea to try and protect your intellectual property with copyrights and things like that, but a lot of you don't need to worry about theft. It's just a quick message that's coming in right now. Next, they showed me an ocean, and they gave me the words ocean of change and new ocean. You are headed towards new territory in the ocean. That is you. You are being set free from your past. A new life is ahead, big and small, in big and small ways. Be open to change. You are being blessed with an ocean of change, and this will open up a new life for you. So all that's saying is an ocean of change is coming that will open up a new life for you. But the way they said it is you are being blessed with an ocean of change. You are not necessarily being assaulted with an ocean of change. You are being blessed with an ocean of change. Allow that change. Just let that flow. It's going to change your life for the better, and you've earned it, is something I'm hearing as well. For some of you, everything you've been asking for is on the other side of change, or allowing change, or taking action towards change. And sitting pretty isn't going to do it regarding that right now, is something I'm getting for some of you is what I'd say. For whatever reason, for this message, sitting on the couch and waiting is not going to make this happen, is what I'd say. You need to kind of allow the change at the very least. Taking action when you're guided to, etc. That's going to be the key. And like if you get an offer for a new job, like, and it feels right to you intuitively, like take the offer. If someone wants to be your friend and it feels good, like try hanging out with them, like give it a shot, is something I'd say. Like again, 8 new opportunities. And for some of you, maybe it's small. For some of you, maybe it's big. For some of you, it's a mix. But 8 new opportunities could change your life, you know? And maybe they're small and turn into something big. Like I'm hearing the words you never know. My personal standpoints, which they don't really want me to give, I guess we'll just keep going. I feel like we can always know, and I like the intention that you can always know, because you always have knowing. You're connected to source. Source is everything. Source knows everything. You can know anything. I don't want to limit anyone's knowing, I suppose you could say, or intuition. But that being said, sometimes the phrase, you know, that I used, it just means something different. Like, hey, don't limit where this thing could lead, or maybe you don't realize how big a small opportunity could become for you. So next message here, or what else would be for good for me to get here? They showed me the color pink and said your heart is healed enough for you to move forward. You can win. So they're also playing the, never mind, they don't want me to say it. Next message, they showed me a spider. And they just said the negative energies are leaving. You've gathered enough momentum that negativity is leaving. You no longer have to worry about the negative energies that have been harassing you. God is intervening for your highest good. And that's an important message, that last line, God is intervening for your highest good. I feel like some of you are worried about things going south, and if they do, maybe they will temporarily, but they're rectified like really quickly, and then things are better than ever. And for some of you, you have nothing to worry about at all. It's just you're good. And it's just time for negativity to leave, whether that's people or literal energies you've been dealing with or what have you. It's just time that negativity is leaving. I'm just hearing I'm hearing the phrase, there ain't no time for that. Like there ain't no time for, and yes, they had that accent with it too, for fun. There ain't no time for that is what I'd say. Next message, they showed me the word bingo and just said, they gave me the word victory. They said, a victory is on the way. Keep gathering momentum with your wins. You are a step away from victory. Do what needs to be done. So a lot of you are just like a step away from something really big, or a key realization that changes everything, or a big victory in your life, or maybe a small one that leads to a big victory, or a new path that leads to a new victory. And just take the steps that are presented to you is something I'd say. You'll know, and it's impossible to miss. You just have to allow the change and take action is something I'm getting. But a victory is on the way. They are showing me they were showing me something that I was going to talk about, but they're indicating maybe not to talk about it right now. So next message, they showed me the word homework. They said, for another message, side message maybe, do your self-healing on your spare time and take extra time for yourself. In addition to all this, if you are taking breaks in between all this action, you will be winning. So just make sure you're doing your self-maintenance is something I'm getting as well. Like whether it's self-sessions, if you do Reiki, facilitate Reiki or whatever, doing things that fill you up on the side in addition to anything else you're working on, really taking time for you, not overly much where you're not taking action, but enough that you are fueled as you are taking action, if that makes sense. Because if an Indy car is running a race, if there's an Indy car on a track and it's being driven for a race, if it runs out of gas, that's kind of a big harm to it winning, if that makes sense. So you don't want to be the Indy car that runs out of gas trying to keep going and going. Like, it's not going to work for you is what I'm getting. So the next thing they showed me the word, we already did homework. So again, there was kind of a reiteration that victory is on the way. They showed me like wine. They gave me the word wine, like a bottle of wine. Success is in the cards. It's also about like a cleanse and like you are cleansed. A lot of you have just gone through a big cleansing and it's time to take action, and maybe you'll be celebrating with wine. And if you are not 21 or older in the US or at the legal drinking age wherever you live, then don't drink wine. But some of you are going to be celebrating, clearly, is what I'd say in the future regarding all of this. And that's where this reading is leading for most of you, something I'd say. For others of you, this might be in the distant future, but you have a big victory coming, and I would pat yourself on the back for all the work you've done thus far, even with everything. Like, I feel like you're doing great. I want to say the words you're doing great. I hear the words you're doing great, and better things are up ahead, which was one of the things this reading was saying, really. So there's one more message before we part ways, and our good friend Grasshopper, spirit animal, is showing up, and this grasshopper has been waiting to leap. Like, at the start of like a track, if you've ever run track, at least in the US, probably in more than just the US, because, the Olympics and all that, a lot of people run in a lot of countries. Running's not just for the United States, but, they have those blocks that the runners put their feet up against at the start of like the track races and things like that. And it's like this grasshopper is like ready to leap. It has its like hind legs up against these like runners blocks. They aren't really blocks to your running, but they're blocks that you use to jump off of for your running. And I'm hearing it's time to leap. Like, the time is either now or soon. So if you've been waiting to leap on something, or you've been waiting for something to line up, it's going to, as something you're hearing, which is a positive omen, I'd say. They're showing me the sun as well, like the sun tarot card, you could say, and there's just a positive time ahead is something I'm getting. or like the light is getting brighter is something they're showing me. So what does that mean here? Some of you have a spotlight on you that's growing stronger, like if you're in the limelight or in the public eye. Others of you, it's like the sun will be shining more intensely. And even if it feels like it's shining too intensely, like you should bear with it because it's leading to something good. And eventually you settle into the new sunlight or the higher amount of light or etheric light or whatever it is that's happening for you. And, you know, eventually people get a tan and they can handle the sunlight with ease. It's like same for you. Like if you have a lot of light coming in, bear with it. You'll be able to handle it is a message I'm getting for those of you. And hopefully that just makes sense for each of you, like however that shows up for you. But that's it. There might be one last message. They're showing me grapes, which is about rewards typically. If you feel like the universe has been delaying your rewards, because they're showing like grapes and it's almost like a reward for someone and they go to like eat it and the universe like moves it back and they're like, ah, and they like fall kind of flat on their faces, start crawling after the grapes. It's leading you somewhere is something I'm getting, and there will be bigger rewards as a result of you having to wait, whether that's about a relationship or love that got delayed or success that got delayed, or you got a message something was going to happen and then it didn't, whether it was from another YouTube reader or something. It will happen. It will be bigger than you expect. Don't worry is what I'd say. So I'm going to close the reading there. I don't know why they're showing me a bagel, like a New York bagel and cream cheese as I'm closing this reading. They're showing me Dunkin' Donuts as well and like eggs. And maybe those are just signs for you, but I'm going to close the reading. Hope that was helpful and did whatever was for the highest good for you. You're on the right road. Things will pan out. None of you suck. If any of you think you suck or anything like that, I'm just hearing all these messages last second as I go to close this reading. And if you're taking time to just be in addition to all this taking action, you're going to be like good is something I'm getting. And it's probably the perfect dance for you to figure out right now or soon. Have a great rest of your day or evening. See you in another post.